Gary, mainly the reason I wanted to come to England was because I wanted to be a world champion. And at home in the States, Speedway is so small and the tracks are so small and there's only 4 tracks that I wanted to come over in England where I could ride on 34 different tracks against millions of different riders that were twice as good as me. So I thought England would be the best place, and a friend of mine, Peter Collins, gave me the old elbow and said I had to come over, this is where it's at. So here I am.
How far away are you from being a potential world champion?
Well, I'm not going to predict that. I want to do it within the next 3 years, but if everything goes right, I'm just going to keep at it and, stick my old throttle hand down and just keep on doing what I've been doing, just trying to get around the track.
Bobby Schwartz, how much of an influence was Bruce then in bringing you over this year?
Gary, like Bruce said, the same thing with Peter Collins was with Bruce with me. He has influenced me tremendously at home. I always had to try harder to beat him because he was always the guy to beat. And in England, it seems to be the same way. You got to beat Bruce Penhall. Although it's really nice to be on the same team with him. This way, I don't have to race him so often, and we do. He has taught me a lot being here.
I think Bobby's style is he's got a very good style. He's a hard rider and he's very determined, which will bring him to the very top. I know it will. He's a good hard rider, and you tell him something and he picks it up straight away. He'll listen to you. You tell a lot of riders, a few things, but it's like it goes in one ear and out the other. I'm not saying that, I'm the king.
What do you have to tell him then? Because you're obviously getting embarrassed about your status there.
Well, I've just had to help him out, with the traveling and stuff and what I've learned in the last couple of years.
Gave me a sense of direction is what he's done.
That's right, just helping out, at the track a little bit. But Bobby's done most of it on his own, I've helped him out a little bit, but he's more or less done it himself.
And Bobby, what about Bruce Penhall's style of riding?
Well, like he said about me, I think he's a very determined rider. You can feel it coming from him in the pits when you stand next to him. He's just full of energy all the time. It's something you don't see from a lot of riders all the time here. Well, you do and you don't. The top ones you can see it. Some of the lesser ones you don't seem like they're putting 100% into it, where Bruce Penhall I think put 200% into it all the time. And this is what makes a world champion.
You build me up a little bit, I don't think I deserve that much credit.
How many risks do you take on this?
Well, it depends in the race. Some races there's no risks at all, and some races there may be 5 or 10 risks. That's what Speedway's all about, as far as the way I think about it.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many risks because of the riders that are in British Speedway. They're so good and they know what they're doing, and it's their way of living. So they don't want to make too many mistakes because they'll be on the sidelines. So they all use their heads very well. Sometimes you get a few funny guys, like I'm the same way. Sometimes I go a little bit over my head, but I've learned from it, though,
I don't think it's risk, Gary. I think it's mainly things that just happen on the racetrack.
Yeah, unfortunate things.
Unfortunately, it's nothing you're going out planning on doing. It could be the racetrack conditions or just the way the bike is handling. Things just happen. It's not really a risk, because when you go out there, me and Bruce, and I think everybody in British League, in the Gulf British League, pretty much knows what they're doing.
got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in the